Welcome back to Cookies and Milk. I'm your host, William.
I'm your host, Ben. It's episode 114.
Alright, 114. We're having like double stuffed Oreos and like a chocolate one.
Yeah, like a chocolate cookie. Today's topic is Fallout 76. We could have been on the bandwagon for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Because we had a Saturday episode and we had been playing Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we chose not to be. We chose to talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey instead. So this is going to come up a week later. And we'll have missed it. It'll all be over. It'll all be forgotten.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Fallout 76?
Fallout 76 is a lot.
There's a lot going on in Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is a Fallout MMO. And that's like the whole thing of it. Except there's no NPCs. Except there are, but they're robots.
And holotapes.
Right. So the thing about that is that like NPCs are robots because they have to give out the same quest consistently. They have to like stand still. They can't actually like change or do anything.
Yeah.
Nothing about them can change. They can't die. I don't think. I haven't tried shooting them.
Definitely not.
Vendors are annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I found a health vendor, like a medical vendor,
yeah.
like one of those machines, like a vending machine. Real quick,
Give me a little more.
why the fuck is this thing set up to take caps?
Correct.
That doesn't make any sense. There should be a reason. There should be a use for my pre-war money that I've been fucking collecting.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I feel like one or two vending machines that takes pre-war money and gives you something for it would be fun. Doesn't have to give a lot of things.
Give us something.
But then I haven't actually looked into any of the criticisms of the game so far because all the YouTube videos and stuff are like, this is a game, it's like $60 experience, this is a AAA Fallout game, like, Todd does it again, and it's just like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I get that you have to make your title big and standoffish because that's how you get attention.
Yeah.
That's how you make a living on the internet.
But that's how you lose my attention.
Yeah, I don't want that. If you want to tell me that Fallout 76 is a bad game, you're going to have to do a little more centrist.
Whoa.
Yeah, you have to say, hey, maybe we gotta look at things from both sides. Maybe
on,
Donald Trump
dude.
is fine.
No.
No, you have to at least not do that. And that's what all I've seen. I've seen like a bunch of like Fallout 76, $60. Can you guys fucking believe it? That this is
For this no game.
This is what passes for a game these days.
Can't find an NPC to save my ass.
Yeah, and I think part of the thing of why I'm enjoying it so much is because I almost exclusively play with my friends.
Yeah.
Which is how the game was meant to be played.
And you know what's fine? Having a quiet time, building up your base. Having a quiet time, just repairing weapons. Because, like, I had a time Sunday. Hopped on for a little bit. I just sort of tried to get my... It's so annoying. I was repairing something and heard a gun going off.
Yeah.
Constantly. And then I looked outside, and there was a super mutant that had been shooting all of my potatoes. And they had broken all but one. And I needed to be able to restock my potato garden.
This asshole.
This asshole super mutant he had lined up every single shot and just bang.
Just on your potatoes.
Bang. On my biggest crop. I have like some carrots, I have some corn, but I have mostly potatoes. Like I need 17 potatoes to repair the whole thing. So that's my thing right now.
I wanted to ask also, your camp got impeded on.
Yeah.
What exactly happened there
What do you mean?
when you went to make a new camp?
So the building was saved.
The whole building?
The surrounding plants were not.
That makes sense.
So they were stored, but
every-
I ended up... It was so meant for
that area.
that area. I can't do it. I can't make that anymore.
So
What I ended up doing was going up to a river, like right next to it,
Yeah.
and building right next to it. Building a bit further away. But the problem of that is that both of my camps were nearby places where super mutants spawned.
Of course.
So they'll always come down and might
Shoot
fight-
potatoes.
shoot my potatoes. And that's no fun.
I do have some issues with the enemy spawn rates.
Yeah, so I feel like locations are sometimes so close to each other that making a camp in between those borders is the worst idea you can do.
Yeah. Because they'll get enemies from both. Also, second thing, we can spawn less feral ghouls.
Yeah,
I won't be, like, torn up
if I can't fight a horde of ghouls.
if I can't fight a horde of ghouls. If I fight 3 ghouls, I won't be that sad. But it's always like 4 or 5 ghouls.
Yeah.
Running at me in a pack, and I have a gun out because I'm trying to do things at range. And it's like, switch to your sword, idiot. And I'm like, all right, which one? Number 42.
no, heroes
only
only
have
without
a
a
sword. And then I,
God, that sounds like nothing.
I'm gonna edit it.
A hero is to put in the exact quote from
Yeah.
Hercules. A hero is nothing without his weapon.
I'm gonna go to. I'm in my weapon wheel that I've never used
sword,
in any
a sword, a
Fallout
sword.
game, and I'm like, wow, damn it! Which one is the sword? Which one is my axe? And then
You have Danny DeVito in the voice chat.
I'm getting hit by all the feral ghouls because they're just wailing on me and ratting me the fuck up. And I'm like just getting the shit knocked out of my lungs. And then I finally pull out the sword and I hit one of them and it breaks. And I'm like, God damn it! God damn it, Todd!
Yeah, that's not always fun.
So I never had to worry about condition in Fallout 4.
but- because that wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing.
No.
I thought weapons got worse. I thought they deteriorated.
No, they removed condition.
Oh, was it in 3 or New Vegas?
It was in 3 in New Vegas.
Huh. Wasn't in 4.
They removed it from 4, and that had backlash.
Bad.
I think it's important for Fallout 76 to have condition.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
you're
it's a
right.
scrapper game.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan that Fallout 76 tosses you into hardcore mode.
I think it's important to have it, though.
I'm imagining a Fallout 76 where it doesn't happen, and I do see that there's appeal to it, but I just, like, got lead belly so goddamn fast. Of
course.
Because now I can drink out of rivers.
So here is my ideal Fallout. It's Fallout 4. But there is condition, and it is survival mode. Because I had so much fun trying to live through.
Does it not have the settler in distress quests?
It does.
It does, still.
However, it is incredibly difficult because you cannot fast travel.
That's what I was thinking, because that sounds just like a terrible part.
And you can only save in beds. So it's not the one to play for the story.
Right.
It is one to play...
Nobody's playing Fallout 4 for the story.
Okay. It is absolutely one to play for high-intensity gameplay, where you are constantly sweating.
Right.
And you are constantly prioritizing food, and not lugging around, like, 2 useless weapons. You're using every single weapon you can. And by that I mean, like, you're going in on not automatic, whatever you want. As
Right.
long as you're on it.
Yeah. So I do like that Fallout 76 does that, but at the same time, it is almost overwhelming. Fallout 76 doesn't have a pause button.
Yeah, that's really bad.
But I mean, of course it doesn't. It's an MMO. You can't pause MMOs. But at the same time, there are so many moving pieces. I would love the ability to work in my base without worrying about dickface asshole shooting me in the spine a couple times.
So we had that experience on Saturday.
So, something, griefing, something.
It happened at the worst time because I couldn't build turrets. But, so... Oh, you can put locks on doors, can't you?
Maybe, but you can also blow up walls.
Yeah. So,
what had happened was, we were playing, me, William, and a friend of ours, and we saw somebody who was wanted. And they were level, 12?
they were 12.
And you are the highest level at, 12.
No, the other one, our friend was at 14.
Oh, did he get higher?
Yeah, he was higher than me the last time.
So he was pretty high level, you were pretty high level, I was low level.
Yeah.
But there were 3 of us. So we were like, let's be bounty hunters. So we walked up on this dude.
Yeah.
We put him in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then Mitchell left?
He left... Yes.
He didn't, and then the guy showed up again. And we put him in the dirt.
He showed up before Mitchell left. And then came back again, and then we killed him.
Yeah. And then he showed up again.
When we were at my base.
Yeah, just relaxing.
And he kept shooting us.
Yeah, he throwing grenades, blowing holes in walls and stuff.
So, here's the problem. A player can become wanted by destroying another player's property. And I learned that because I wanted to see how that worked. And I found out, and I had you guys kill me.
Yes.
This person, I was ignoring them.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to fight. They shot one of my walls and became wanted. So I imagine when a player becomes wanted, it is already PvP, and they can kill me.
Yeah.
So I decided I don't...
So, I mean, the thing is there's no punishment then.
Yes.
How much worse does it get for them once they're wanted?
Yeah. They lose some caps, and that's it.
Their bounty becomes higher, more people want to go after them, but, I mean,
I did not want to partake in that, and I didn't feel like leaving the server because that just makes him feel better. Because he ruined my fun. But, so... we fight him, and he runs away.
Yeah.
He runs through the airport until we kill him. And then you have salvage that you need to get taken care of. And he's giving you a hard time.
Oh yeah, I need to get to the fucking stash box and deposit my goddamn shit.
So I just sit in a trade box with him. I decide to just look at him and trade with him.
Yeah.
I don't do anything in that. I just waste his time. So you can take care of that. And then he does the thing. He does the thing where he attacks my base.
Yeah.
And then he kills you and then me.
Yeah. And then I'm just dying. I'm just I'm going down in 2 hits.
Because you don't have armor, because
Yeah.
you're level 6 and you haven't equipped armor or have good conditioned armor.
Yes. Haven't
And
found
I'm
it.
going down because I consistently am always out of stim packs.
Yes.
And he is just he always has stim packs, he always just has a good shotgun. And it's
Also, he gets to respawn on his corpse.
Yeah, and
which-
that's no good.
Yeah, fuck that.
So he leaves after he kills us.
Yeah.
And then he messages me, want to go another round, or did you learn your lesson? And I say back, nah man, you were the one coming at me, I don't want to do this anymore. And he takes that as a sign that he is superior and he is the victor. And he says, so you finally wised up, a few beatings will do that to you. And I wanted to say every negative thing under the sun. I wanted to say, you ran away for the majority of the fights. You were picking on a level 6, and you shot my base when I ignored you.
Then he just said a couple slurs and blocked him and had your piece.
Absolutely. No. So here's a little tip from old William to you guys out on the mobile games No, the online games. Never. You can if you want.
But this is what they want. They want you to follow. They want you to keep chasing.
But at the same time, making them feel bad just makes them worse. Because that's what they've gotten from the entire time. A troll is made because negativity breeds negativity.
What?
We have a dog, ladies and gentlemen. So, Ben doesn't have to be here. Negativity breeds negativity. I don't know if this person has faced that in their life, but the best thing you can do is just wish them a good night and stop talking to them. And that's what I did. I was just like, alright, have a good night. And the initial messaging back and forth made me feel bad. The way I edited it made me feel a lot better, knowing that I wasn't, like, being a dick at the end of it. So,
Hey, help!
Ben's being kissed by the dog. And I know this isn't always the case, because this guy was, like, mild and not saying any slurs or being too much of a dick. Just be kind, and if that doesn't really work, just get yourself out of the situation. Ben is doing a lot of stuff. I think I might end the podcast while Ben's over there. Yeah, we're at 17 minutes, it looks like. Ben is not taking this seriously.
She's gonna bark!
I know she's going to bark. So, that's my tips for trolls. Ben, do you have any tips?
I don't often interact with people like this.
I don't.
You don't play online games a lot.
I don't play online games a lot, and when I do, I don't know. There's something about. I'm usually playing them on a team. Is the thing. Very rarely do I play them by myself. In a way that would make me interact with these people. I feel like at one point I've gotten like maybe a hateful message in Siege.
Yeah?
But I'm having a fun time with my friends, and I think that's my cure for it.
Because after we had that bad experience, we just kept playing Fallout 76 and had a fun time.
Yeah, we were playing Fallout 76. We were having a good time Fallout 76.
We were having a good time Fallout 76.
That was sort
That's
of
the tagline.
Yeah, and that was sort of the thing, is that when we after that had all cooled down, what we did was we went out, got some stuff, grabbed some loot, did a quest or two, came back, worked on your base, and I realized, oh, fuck the rest of this. This is all I wanted.
The base.
My ideal Fallout game is Fallout 4, except it's co-op. In a way that I'm trying to think. Not like an MMO, but almost like a Dark Soul.
Yeah?
You can come into my world, into my single player world,
Yes.
and you can come hang out in it. You can come, you have all your stuff, your equipment on you. You can come, we can do quests together, maybe. More likely, you can come and we can hang out.
I can hang out in the cool clubhouse you've built.
Yeah, and we can build a clubhouse together.
And we can build a bunk bed.
That's the ideal.
Because that's a moment we shared where I realized we could make bunk beds.
Yeah, and now my goal. So like the quest of Fallout 76 is to get the nuke codes, launch a nuke. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
On that guy.
You can get plans to make a bunk bed, and you can build a bunk bed.
Yeah.
I don't know yet if you can have two people sleep on both bunks at the same time. I desperately desperately hope so.
Yes, that would be a travesty if you could not.
If we accomplish this and get to the end of the game where we make a bunk bed and can't both sleep in it, 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
As it currently stands, it's pretty fun.
It's a 7.6 out of 10.
Very nice. 7.6 out of 10 is a pretty good rating for Fallout 76 is the thing. Day one of it, I had a real bad experience.
You could not play.
It was straight up unplayable. I kept getting the server not connected or server troubles or whatever. Controls temporarily disabled.
Yeah.
So what this would mean, unfortunately, Fallout 76 is loaded with fucking terminals and holotapes and like notes and letters, because I would just be reading the endless parade of just content that they've got.
Yes.
And that's sort of the thing, is that it's all there, but none of it is interesting.
It made me sad. Hold on.
Sure.
There is one character,
The kid.
Miguel. You think the kid made me sad?
The 13-year-old who's a responder?
Oh no, not that kid. I didn't hear about that.
Alright, well, you can tell yours, I'll tell the 13-year-olds.
Oh god. So Miguel talked about being a programmer. Well, talked about like joining the volunteers, joining the responders, and he enjoys it. And he is a programmer who discovers his love of camping. And he's traveling with Mr. Fluffy, this Protectron, that he programs and names Mr. Fluffy and binds to himself. And he camps a lot. And then eventually he's like, Mr. Fluffy's kind of getting in the way of my game, having sex with a traveler I picked up. And he talks about, I believe the traveler's name is Gary. Fun nod to Fallout 3. Gary.
Oh.
No, it's definitely not.
Oh.
It's just a name. So you're reading all this in the journals, in the terminal.
Yeah.
That you find that you do his quest line with. And it's eventually, you find his journal, and it's like, the last journal entry is, Gary is dead. Gary died.
Yeah.
And he is like, I'm going to take my robot, and I'm going to go to my camp, and that's pretty much it, and that's the final entry. And he is dead in his camp.
Yeah.
And then you can find a note, like, kind of in the room right next to the terminal, that is a note to Gary that just says, it's a very lovey-dovey note that's like, hey Gary, I'm up in my camp if you want to get away for a little while. And I think that makes me really sad to know that Miguel had found a place in the responders, found his love of camping, found the love of his life, and you find him dead, like, kind of like caught up in his tent, and he's dead. And Mr. Fluffy's just standing there bound to him.
Jesus.
And you can, if you read that journal entry, you know that he was there dealing with the death of Gary. And that wasn't a peaceful death.
Yeah. There's a 13-year-old responder whose holotape, it's the recording in the first church.
Yeah.
It's like, X said we should do these recordings.
Yeah.
And he's so sad. He's like choked up with tears. And he's like, I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I put chalk in the cafeteria food. I bullied this kid. I stole their lunch money. I ate the sugar bombs. I played a prank on this person. And Dad said that bad things happen because of bad kids. So I'm sorry. This is all my fault. And Dad, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better so you can come back now. Please. Please. And then he's like literal in tears. Okay, okay. And that's the end. And I listened to this, and I was like, oh, this cannot be how this game starts. This is the surrealist message, because so much of the stuff I've seen online, and even like the Best Buy ad was like, get the nukes, explode the world, fuck it, please. And it's like, and I'm listening to this, and it's like, I remember when Fallout wasn't about the commercialization of the apocalypse, and I was like, it's so surreal that this is how the game goes. Because
This is how the world ends.
it's
Not with a
simultaneous.
bang, but a whimper.
Yeah. So in every other Fallout game, you're arriving at these places that are thriving and they're flourishing.
Thriving in example, in the idea that there's humans there.
As much as you can, they have little communities, they have societies, they have people.
They have laws.
They have people doing jobs. They have people living their lives.
They have children being happy.
But in this,
There's something.
it's all destroyed. There's no people. I mean, like, there are people. It's weird. It's weird that there are people. It's your player characters. I see so many people wandering around and fucking around in this world. But that's not people.
People is you find a note on a casket talking about how, I believe it's like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, Mom.
Yeah.
You were always there for me, and you were a wonderful person, and I will never forgive myself that I wasn't there for you, and it is gut-wrenching.
And it's the kind of thing that makes you realize just how much of Fallout games is driven by the characters. It's these communities that when you go from place to place, these things mean something.
You give them happy endings.
Right.
You can't give this place a happy ending.
And that's what kills me. It's like a horror movie. I don't like horror movies, but I like horror games. Because in horror movies, I have no control over when the bad times come. But in horror games, when the bad times come, that's when I'm most in control. I can fix it, I can change it. But Fallout 76 looks me in the eyes and says, the apocalypse happened. It destroyed everything that these people had. And it's just like, Jesus Christ.
Fallout 4. Take this story from Fallout 4. You're trying to find your son.
Yeah.
You find your son, and he's an old man.
Yeah.
And you reconnect with him if you want. You can. And you still have a happy ending with him. Because you met him, and you loved him, and he loved you. Even on his deathbed, you can make him the happiest man alive. And that's all you can do for your child. Fallout 76, you can't find that 13-year-old. You can't give him his father back. You can't make him happy again. You can't find Miguel and camp out with him.
And that's every instinct in my Fallout playing head is firing on all cylinders. How do I find this kid's dad? What paths do I take to do this? And there aren't any paths. Fallout 76 tells you to survive. It tells you to rebuild.
Let me tell you about Cold Case. Cold Case ends with a very sad thing. Because, of course,
Cold Case is the...
missing child.
Yes.
Cold Case, you got to the post office.
I got to the post office. I have to go to the house.
Did you go to the dam?
I haven't gone there.
You have to go to the dam and then the house.
Damn house, yeah.
Do you mind if I tell you what?
Go ahead, yeah. I'm gonna do it anyways, but...
You find Otis dead in the dam.
Of course.
And you find that the child has killed him. Not on purpose, but through notes and letters. You find mostly the child's notes. They are messy and they're scrawled and written poorly. But basically, also I got a game. I got an RPG.
Huh.
I got a full-on Grognak RPG on my Pip-Boy that I can just play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the dam. Go find it. You can find the kid's little hideaway on one of the upper areas. But basically, like, the final note you find is I caught Otis in a trap. The one note I was waiting for was that, oh god, I went too far. I didn't find that. I found all I found was the kid just leaving the dam
Yeah.
to go home because he missed his dad.
Of course.
Otis does not like the kid. So Otis in the start is like, I gotta save this kid because his dad sucks. And I don't want his dad to have this kid anymore because his company killed his wife
Jesus, okay.
and killed Otis's sister. Otis's sister was the Woods' wife.
Okay.
So he took the son with him, locked himself up in the dam. And it was like, I think this kid's trying to kill me. He's always bumping into me when I'm on the catwalks, and he's always making traps, and it looked like he was making a noose. But I think basically the kid caught Otis in a trap, left him there.
Jesus.
Didn't think about it, because
Yeah, of
he's a
course,
spoiled brat.
Yeah.
The last note you get is when you go to the house, and it's the son writing a letter to his father. And it's the first time you get any sense of he isn't a stuck-up brat in this letter. He is a scared child right before the bombs fall. And he is just so scared to not see his dad. And the thing that breaks my heart is because he goes to the vault. He goes to a vault because that's his dad and his mother set him up for that.
Oh, yeah, you're
In
right.
case the bombs fall, he goes to a vault. And he says, a guy is taking me to a bunker. But when you give the quest back to the nanny, she says, the child loved his father with all his heart, but his father had no love for him.
Jesus.
And that's crushing because Otis was like, he doesn't care that I kidnapped his son. He can have him. He's like, you can have him for all I care. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
And that's sort of just I've never seen
That's
a game
just Flatwoods.
I've
And
never seen a
Morgantown and
game
Grafton.
so divisive on what it's trying to do. Because this is all of these things, all of this incredibly sad stuff is dotted by just like random shoot stuff quest. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be the first to admit the gameplay's not anything to sneeze about. It's Fallout.
It's fine.
It's Fallout. I mean, like, but it's not like super interesting, right? I keep going into dungeons and expecting to like find like a cool, maybe like a side quest, maybe like a real cool item. It's all shit. It's randomly generated. It's all like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna find a quest. I got lucky. I found a power armor. Couldn't wear it because there's a level restriction. Whatever.
Yeah, I just found one. Like, I found one next to the dam at like a power armor station. I'm like, oh, cool. But then I found one like just next to my camp, just standing in the road. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How far are you in the Overseer quest?
I got the second one. I'm gonna go to high school soon.
Did you go to her house?
Yes.
That killed me so bad.
Real sad.
It went so hard, so fast.
Yeah.
It's just the Overseer sitting in her home. She went home, and she starts it crying about
What she's lost.
how she misses her parents.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh my god, because like what? She was probably like in her 20s.
Yeah.
like right out of college when the bombs fell. So her parents were like 50s, 60s.
It's been 25
It's
years?
been 20 years.
20
So she's like 44.
Yeah.
She missed a very good segment of time from her life, and so she knows her parents are dead, and it's like one of those things that's just, she's just sitting in her family room recording this, and it's too real.
It's a lot of times holotapes feel like I'm listening. Like, I know it's like I'm listening just like a person recording, but listening to that one was just like, Jesus Christ. And then it's like, alright, there's some scorched outside and they're yelling at you, kill them, shoot them to death with your pipe gun. And it's like...
That one is the 13-year-old.
And it's like, man, what the fuck? There's like a bat out there and it's flapping around. Watch out for Mothman. And I'm like, what is this?
That bat killed everyone ever.
Why are you doing this to me, Fallout 76?
Why are you doing this to me, Fallout 76? Is that the title of the podcast?
Yeah, that's probably the title of the episode. 'Cause goddamn, what is going? Who is making this?
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard was like, "Hey, can we put more sad in there?"
Todd, are you sure?
This is our fun MMO Fallout, the one where you like get some friends together and you
Yeah, sure. Make it sad.
sad. I want sad in there, because it's.
What about the guy that wrote down "Oh Holy Night"?
I didn't see that one.
It's right next to the piano player, and the person was dead on the piano,
Jesus Christ.
or like next to the piano. So like they died playing the piano.
There's also the. Or, I'm trying to think of other.
And this is just the middle sliver.
Yeah. I
of
haven't
the
like
map.
really broken out of this game yet and really explored things. Because there's sort of no point to.
Yeah.
But it's just like, the one promise that the game gives is that there are no NPCs. You're never gonna find anybody. So it's like, oh, distress beacon from the top of the world radio.
You know that person's going to be dead.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything there. Like, I'm gonna get a quest there, but it's gonna be like from a computer or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then the computers are like, oh, better get ready for tourist season. Can you go clean up some bottles from the shooting range for me? And it's like, dude, Jesus Christ.
You running for re-election for who?
I hope you. He was like, yeah. Once everything stopped, I ran for re-election. I won 0-1, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is the most fucked up thing. Because it's what a world to be left to its own devices.
Yeah,
Literally, left to its own devices.
that's true. Robots abound.
It's a fun game.
It's a very fun game. And I think it would be too sad if it was Fallout, if it was a single-player game.
It wouldn't even... I don't even know what you would call that. Can you imagine just like a sad simulator?
It's called Desolation.
Like, what genre is that?
It's sad.
Like, if it was just a normal single player Fallout game, and there's like, but it's still like,
It's Dark Souls.
yeah.
Okay, so Dark Souls is that handled a bit differently. So I know exactly how someone would react if they found an NPC, a friendly face that isn't a player. They
Solus, dude. No, wait, not Solus. From Dragon Age. Who's the guy who praises the sun?
Solaire.
Solaire.
So Solaire is one of the first NPCs you meet that isn't an asshole or lost. So okay, if I remember Dark Souls 1 correctly, it is the basic, oh, another undead come to ring the bells. It's all lost. Nothing will ever work.
You start tearing it up on the xylophone.
Yeah, fucking, of course. And then, uptight, snobbish, faith person. And then the next two NPCs you meet, regardless, I mean, if you push really hard in other directions, one is a shopkeep, but he's inconsequential.
The spider?
No. What?
Isn't there Spider Shopkeep?
That's in Bloodborne.
Ah.
That's Patches. Is a blacksmith who is the first bit of warmth you find, and then Solaire, who is the sun. He is the person... People love Solaire because he is that warmth to cling to in the desolation that is Anne Orlando, or whatever it's called. Because
Orlando.
just about everyone else is cold or out for themselves. And you can see the genuine love for Sigurd, the Onion Knight,
Yeah.
he has for completing his duty, and he's making like funny jokes even in this hellhole. Solaire praising the sun, and then Sif the dog, who does not want to fight you, but will.
The big sword
Because-
dog?
The big sword dog, because it loves its master.
Yeah.
Those bits of love and kindness, because Sigurd has a daughter, and the daughter comes into play later on in the story, and they're fighting.
Oh.
Because one of them has gone hollow.
Oh.
And yeah. And I think it's Sigurd. Because the daughter is newer, so she doesn't go hollow yet, so of course it's probably Sigurd. But it's just... It's times like that that make you love the warmth. And I have one more one for this, because I've talked about her before, and it's Lucatiel in Dark Souls 2. She's like a woman with a mask on, and she's looking for her brother. There's a lot of ambulances. Is it ambulances, or...
That was 4 ambulances.
Jesus. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Lucatiel.
Lucatiel. Dark Souls 2 mainly is the focus on losing memories and things fading from your mind, and it's scary to see it
Yeah.
because the one time it doesn't happen is the blacksmith there, and hollow people can get their skin back. When you die as a hollow, your skin goes all dark green. And there's one hollow person in Majula, you know it to be hollow, and they're all hollow, but
Yeah.
and it's the blacksmith. He has the green skin, and you eventually find a woman who handles stones. And the blacksmith, who you'd think would not remembers that woman to be his daughter. And that is the exact reason why he came to Majula, to watch over her.
Jesus.
And she doesn't know it's him.
Jesus.
Not because she forgot her father, but because of his hollow skin.
Right.
She's like, my father was a blacksmith. You don't think he could have come to Dragon Lake? No, that'd be crazy. But he did, because he loves his daughter and wants to see her safe. And that is very good. And Lucatiel going to find her brother only to stop short of her quest and forget about him. And forget about her name, and forget about you to a certain extent. After you've seen her kindness, she is cold at first, and then she becomes kinder and kinder to you until she forgets it. Until she forgets who she is, what her quest is. And then you remind her that her name is Lucatiel of Mira, and that she doesn't want you to ever forget it. And I haven't. That's definitely sure. And then you fight her brother. Right after. And I've told you about this
Yeah.
on the podcast before. But it's just... If you ever ran into a Scorched that was named...
Oh, I would just... It
Exactly.
would just... if they were like... If they were saying things... Because they say things. The Scorched, like, say things. But if they ever, like, actually said things...
That'd be it.
I would just, like, leave. I would run so far. I'd be like, hey, Mayor Grafton, you're a computer. Look up Cure for the Scorched.
Because that's what you're doing at the end.
Oh, you are curing the Scorched?
I mean, of course that's what you gotta do. There's no other way around it. I mean, like... What?
I mean, are you doing that?
I mean, you're going to, like... I know my quest right now is, like, go to a doctor's lab and study their notes.
I mean, that's a side quest.
That's, like, the Responder's main quest.
Yeah, it would be sweet if it was curing the Scorched.
Because I imagine it is. Because that's all that's afflicting them.
Yeah, but I mean, also the bat, the big bat.
I mean, that's how you cure them.
You killed that thing.
God, I can't wait to kill that thing.
We killed a vertibird.
We did kill a
A
vertibird.
vertibot.
We killed a vertibot because it was shooting at
So,
us.
I have a spoiler. I'll admit it on the podcast here. I shot the cargo bot. Yeah. So, we were messing around, me and William, and we had just done a quest, and I saw a cargo bot and a vertibot. And I looked at the cargo bot, and it was level 30, but I was like, if we shoot
It was level 35.
it was level 35, vertibot level 30.
Yeah.
I was like, if we shoot it, we'd probably get that loot. So I shot it once. And it went from green to hostile. And I was like... And it didn't actually... It was like no damage from my gun. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh. But the vertibot was there also. And I was like... And we were running from it. And
Yeah.
at some point... You also shot it, though. But you
course.
didn't know.
It was already
It was
hostile.
already hostile. But at some point you said, no, we're going to make a stand. And then we just fired everything. We just fired
I grabbed my auto pistol and just unloaded.
just all of our goddamn bullets into the goddamn vertibot. And it exploded and I got 181 experience. And then I went down and we didn't get anything for it.
Yeah.
And then we looked at the
Other
cargo
than-
bot and tried to shoot it. Not dealing any damage, like literally not even noticeably going down.
Running low on condition and ammo.
So I was like, fuck it. I do have a cool sniper rifle that I need to be level 15 to use.
Yeah. But Fallout 76 makes stories. That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's weird that for the game that they're just like, hey, there's no NPCs. So it's just like you talking to robots, you're getting quests and stuff. And that's sort of the difference between it and the Elder Scrolls Online for me, is that Elder Scrolls Online still try to sell you on this you being a very important person.
Yeah.
That like, oh, you're still like the hero, the world is still the world. But Fallout 76 takes a different approach. It takes MMOs in a weird way. You are not important. You are a person coming out of this vault.
Yeah.
And you aren't going to fix anything. And it's that bleakness, that complete disregard for how video games work, that's so unique about this game to me.
It's the Kashryn sins.
Yeah. It feels exactly like that. But like
All
it's-
you can achieve can only be achieved through more death.
Yeah, it's a show about... It is like a show about the apocalypse. But like...
A true apocalypse, not one... And you see people clinging to the faith of not being dead.
Yeah. There's like... Because so many apocalypse stories are about finding that reset button. Even this game, at its core, is about restarting civilization. That's the point of the vault. But that's not us.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
We can make some fun camps. Like, there's guys out there with pretty cool camps, but that's not it. And it's weird. But I'm enjoying it. I think
is
it's
fun.
pretty good.
I think we have to call it there.
Yeah, we've talked so much. And this is like a tough podcast to listen to.
Yeah, and it's 50 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that has been episode 114. The cookies were fine. I've been your host, William.
I've been your host, Ben.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more just super sad stuff.
Just real dark.
Alright, bye.